So you have to come from a place of making decisions based on what your niche needs, not based on, you know, monetizing them down the line.
Don't get it confused, don't get it confused. Yeah. I'm in tune, I'm in tune, I'm in tune, yeah, yeah. I'm in tune, I'm in tune.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. This one's gonna be a little bit different. I haven't done anything like this yet on the channel. I've got my laptop here and I've actually got a presentation ready for you guys. This was content that I was going to put into my actual upcoming personal branding program called Impact Income, the Personal Branding Stimulator by Trey Cochran, which is me. But I decided to sort of trim some stuff out for the sake of the program, but really this makes a perfect YouTube video because I feel like this is stuff that is entry level and that I can teach to anybody, and it helps you understand how I actually structure my personal brand and how I actually structure my business, how I structure content output so that I can focus on my business, how some of the big dogs, like for example Gary Vaynerchuk, actually do use their brand to make a whole lot of money even though he claims not to. There's no denying the growth. So I want to share with you guys some of the strategies and the tactics that I've used to book consulting clients through my personal brand, as well as sell tons of courses and tons of coaching through my personal brand. I just want to lay out for you guys essentially a guideline that you could use in this video alone. Honestly, this video alone could make a six-figure earner, and I really truly do mean that. Nonetheless, the entire program coming soon, so I'm incredibly excited for it. It's got we're coming up on, I've only worked on the first section and we're already coming up on 6 hours of content, so it's going to be pretty intense for a lot of people. It's going to be one of the biggest courses some people have ever invested in terms of pure amount of content. But moving on from that, I want to just hop into the video here. So I'm going to start recording my screen, get this rocking. Alright, so starting from the top, this is my mini personal branding course, so from Trey Cochran. In this short video, the basics of building your audience online through YouTube, which is important. It's good to understand, you know, how I structure my YouTube content, how you can actually begin to grow something. Next is how I structure content and appeal to my audience strategically, which is, you know, something that a lot of people actually don't do. They actually mostly just focus on selling. They don't focus on, you know, what does my audience actually need from me and what messages resonate with them. Next is maintaining the relationship through trust and authority. How to build authority, how to build trust. Next is monetizing the relationship, which is adding value to your audience with a price tag on it. Next is showing how the big dogs structure their brands. So this is essentially what's in this video. I'm excited to dive in. I've trimmed it quite a bit because this is a YouTube video. It will be a bit longer than normal and it's going to be a lot of information to take in, but I'm incredibly excited for it. Let's just dive in. So this is a screenshot of some sales I've had with courses. I was able to build an audience only putting out a few videos a month in the photography niche. And my first month, well, you know, it says it on the text. Once I released a course that taught how I shot weddings, I was able to sell over $5,000 worth of it in a month's time. And I actually released it halfway through that month. So that was, you know, $5,600 in pretty much just like 2.5 weeks. This is my first month following the personal brand to info product business model, and it was an incredible feeling. I was like, okay, this is really what I should be doing. This makes a lot of sense to me, and that is, besides the house fire that I went through that many of you are familiar with, that is one of the final pushes that said, okay, look, this is where you need to be, dude. You need to learn this, you need to understand this, and start implementing this stuff as soon as you possibly can. So that's just this quick screenshot. I wanted to show you guys my numbers there. So if you're ready to dive in, I am too. Let's go. So the first thing I wanted to talk about on the bullet pointed list of things that we have to talk about in this video is building your audience on the YouTube platform, right? So before we do anything else, I want to address some misconceptions about what it actually takes to build an audience on the YouTube platform. Just like any audience on any platform, the most important part is quality of content. I think a lot of people really get, you know, mixed up in the algorithm. They get mixed up in, you know, especially when it comes to selling something at the end of the day, you know, because ultimately this is a business model for me, and I'm so open about it because I love what I sell and I feel like it truly impacts people. I feel like a lot of people aren't very open about the fact that they sell in the back end, but I am, because I've never had a negative client experience as far as I'm concerned, right? And so just like any audience on any platform, the most important part is quality of content. So keep that in mind. The quality of your content comes before anything else. You know, you can study the YouTube algorithm and it's probably good to know it, and I do personally know it and it's given me a leverage point, but just to have quality of content, to have something that people can come back to is so much more important than your thumbnails. It's so much more important than your tags. Frankly, I've had videos that have like 3 tags on them that end up doing really, really well just because, you know, it was a good video. Next is don't get too worried about the algorithm until you actually have something to offer, which is sort of like what I said already, but a little bit different. When I say something to offer, I mean a message that resonates with your niche and your audience that you're trying to build, as well as products and services to sell if that's the route you're heading, which is the route I headed. So don't get too worried about the algorithm, just focus primarily on getting yourself good at presenting information and helping people, right? So right now, if you go on YouTube and you search how to play guitar, one of the first videos that pops up is actually one where in the description, the guy is selling a free guitar playing course, and after you buy that course, which is free, once you download the course more like, it actually upsells you at the end of the course to a paid $50 course. And that video has like $3.4 million, not $1 million, 3.4 million views or something crazy like that, right? And so that is generating an insane amount of sales for this guy. So don't get too worried about the algorithm until you actually have something to offer. Also, it's getting super dark outside. This video is going to get incredibly grainy. Just keep that in mind. I don't really care. It's not that big of a deal to me. Next is YouTube favors watch time more than anything. And this is a strategic move on YouTube's part because you can't fake watch time with a gimmick. So you actually really can't, like, you know, you can do like a giveaway at the end of the video, I guess, but people just skip to the end of the video, right? So there's no way to actually encourage watch time with any sort of a giveaway. There's very few ways to do it that actually work gimmick-wise. And so the absolute best thing you can do is actually have something to offer your niche and actually have value to bring to the table. It's pretty hard to work around that, right? It's pretty hard to fake the value that you have. It's pretty hard to fake knowing something that you don't know what you're talking about, right? Very few people with large audiences on YouTube and happy customers are faking it. It's pretty much impossible. There's some, but they are few and far in between, right? Next is YouTube is not a place to close clients. If you come at YouTube just to make money, you will actually lose very, very quickly. And I know this from the bottom of my heart because I've recognized, and though you can have money in the back of your head, you need to make decisions based on your client's needs. So your clients don't need to buy something from you. Very rarely does somebody actually need to buy anything unless they're in a position where it's a necessary investment or like a mortgage or something, right? Everything that you'll ever sell is a commodity. There's no such thing as anything being sold that isn't a commodity unless somebody figures out how to sell oxygen, right? Which won't happen anytime soon. So that being said, YouTube is not a place to close clients. It's a place to bring value to a mass amount of people, and if that's not what you're doing, then you're going to lose in the long term, right? If you come at YouTube just to make money, you will lose very, very quickly, and I stand by that, and I know that that's why I've been able to build my brand, is because my big start in wedding photography, where I sold, the $5,600 of course sales, that was after 6 months of just posting probably 2 or 3 videos, a month, not that much. But the fact that money wasn't even on my mind actually gave me a massive advantage because I just focused on the niche and what it needed. I didn't focus on monetizing. So you have to come from a place of making decisions based on what your niche needs, not based on, monetizing them down the line. Next is, YouTube does not act as a place to close clients. If you come at YouTube just to make money, you'll lose very quickly. But it does act as a brilliant marketer for your brand, if done right, which in turn can help you sell lots more than you ever imagined. And this is an incredibly powerful thing to understand. To understand, that YouTube is not a place to sell, but it's actually a place to build awareness so that you can properly sell to those who believe in you later. That's a completely different paradigm. That's a completely different way of viewing the platform. And that's what I've taught my clients, right? I've actually been able to take one of my clients right now, her personal brand. We're taking her and we're on track to have her first, I think it's going to be a $30,000 profit month for her. And this is just somebody who runs a small brand on YouTube. And at first, they were coming at it from a vantage point of trying to sell on the front end, but I'm helping them establish better back-end processes, which are some things that I discuss in my course that she's going to apply that are going to completely change things for her. So let's talk about the easiest way to grow a YouTube channel. First point on here is actually picking a niche and sticking to it over a long period of time. And I can actually vouch for this. I've changed my niche a couple times. I was in wedding photography, then I was in dropshipping once I lost my gear in wedding photography. Then now I'm on personal branding and digital marketing and, I guess a little bit of social media marketing. And it's a little all over the place. And so this is actually a mistake that I can attest to have made, right? I've made this mistake many times where I don't actually stick to a niche. So not wavering from topic to topic in your videos, but having a consistent theme, right? So my business partner right now, or one of my closest friends and business partners, Elliot, he's working right now on building his brand on YouTube. And the fact that he's picked a niche and he's actually going to stick to it is going to put him ahead of me in the long term, right? Unless I find something now that I can stick to and that works and has traction, right? So the fact that he has social media marketing as his core foundation is going to put him ahead of me in terms of his ability to monetize. I have 11,000 YouTube subscribers, yes, but those are from various niches, right? And so that's an issue with my audience, and that's a mistake that I've made that I highly recommend that you avoid, and I'm still working through that today. Next is not wavering from topic to topic on your videos, but having a consistent theme. I think I already said that. Next is posting daily, and this is something that I've done that has helped me exponentially grow. And this is something that people need to understand. You know, YouTube really favors consistency over anything else. To have consistency in your videos is super, super important, and to have consistency not just in the content of your videos, but in the posting of your videos. YouTube just likes the word consistency as a whole. Next is being 100% transparent about your current story, your goals, etc., right? And that is absolutely huge, because if people can resonate with you on a personal level, that changes absolutely everything, right? I used to think, and I used to teach actually, hey, you know, don't even make it about you, it doesn't need to be about you, don't make vlogs, it's stupid. But like once you have a bit of an audience, they kind of want to get to know you. And that's after you have an audience. You can't grow an audience off of your personal life, but you can connect with people that are already there by sharing your personal life, right? Which is a strategy that I'm using now and is working well. I'll have clients, actually I had a coaching client, a consulting/coaching client. I'm doing some work for them, and I'm actually coaching them along the way. They got on the phone with me, and I was on the sales call, and the first thing that they said was, hey, Trey, I'm honored to be on the phone with you. Look, I've actually had, and this is kind of crazy, I'm actually kind of honored by this. He actually said, Trey, I've had dreams of working with you. I resonate with you on a crazy level. Everything that you say just hits me, and I can't wait to work with you. Where do we start? At which point, you know, I was honored to take him in. I'm happy that I was able to work with him. But from a purely tactical sales vantage point, it was the easiest sale I've ever made, because he understood me as a person, right? At the end of the day, you know, there's no such thing as business-to-business clients. There's only person-to-person clients. And so if you can resonate with people at scale, then you have a massive advantage. And the next and final point about the easiest way to grow a YouTube channel is treating your audience like absolute gold. This is huge. What I mean by that is not shortcutting and not trying to sell them on the front end, you know, understanding that they are your lifeline. So many people overthink their brand and how to build it. Ultimately, it comes down to a few things. And it's these three simple things. One is bring people value that they can use and credit you for privately and publicly. So when they're actually using the information or using the tactics that you gave them, they think of you. As well, when it works, they give you credit publicly. That is absolutely huge. Two is be consistent and unwavering in the niche you've selected your brand to be based around. So I've already covered that. Three is base your content around what you have for sale, which goes against what I said with, you know, not worrying about money. But if you do want to make money in the long term, you figure out, okay, based around what I have to offer this market, what content can I make that brings them the most value for free, so that later, when they want to take the next step, I have it ready for them, right? That's what you're doing. You're not selling to anybody. You are providing a next step within your brand, is ultimately what you're doing. So here's a great example of someone who is content based around what they have for sale. Is Gary Vaynerchuk, and many people are familiar with him. If you're not, go ahead and Google him. So many people will say, quote, Gary makes his content for his fans and not to make money. And while this may be completely true, there's no denying that his agency, VaynerMedia, has exploded since his online audience has shot up, gaining multi-millions of followers across multiple platforms. His offer is his marketing agency and the services that his team provides. His content is social media focused and motivational, right? And so you might be wondering, how does motivational speaking book you any clients? Well, here's how. So the motivational aspect of his content appeals to the general public, which gives him traction to promote other content. And this is the content that books his agency clients. The content that actually books him clients, which is typically found in interviews, his books, etc., rarely on Twitter or Instagram or YouTube, actually helps his companies grow their social presence online and makes him, and therefore his agency, an authority in his niche. So that is absolutely huge to understand that about Gary, by the way. Like, though he's not selling to his existing Instagram audience, you know, if for every 10,000 followers he closes one person, that is a positive ROI because his agency has such a huge offer and they're so expensive to work with, right? So he's not selling a course, he's not selling, well now he's selling apparel, but you know, he was not selling a course, he's not doing anything that typical personal brands do because he doesn't have to, because he has a much, much bigger offer. And he's built a $200 million business underneath him that takes on clients for him. So this is some more tactical advice before we end this mini course. This is how I structure content output so that it feeds my business and gives me more time to maintain it. So first step is brainstorming video ideas, and I actually have a list of hundreds of video ideas. And what I do is every Saturday I film 3, so that's step 2. So filming 3 videos on Saturday, plus some. And today's actually not a Saturday. I'm sort of breaking this routine in October here because I'm shooting for daily uploads. And then next I record it, or sorry, step 3 is I actually upload it to Google Drive for my trained video editor to edit, and I pay him about $400 a month, right? Which is not much at all. He's just getting into the business, and I'm giving him some business, and he's a great friend of mine, and it's a completely worthy investment because it gives me time elsewhere. Step 4 is editor schedules the video for me. So he actually uploads and schedules the video to be uploaded for me. He does the thumbnail, he does the description, and I still do the tags since I actually haven't trained him yet on tagging. 5 is video goes up and adds to my brand's traction. 6 is that traction sends leads to my offers, which is courses, coaching, and my agency, and then I can work. Right, and so the 2 aspects in which I work are 1 on filming videos and 2 actually delivering services to any clients that ask them of me. That's literally my entire job right now, is working on my channel or any other aspects of my brand like Instagram or whatever else, or my email list or chatbot list or whatever, right? Tending to those, bringing them value and generating leads so that I can work on them. And the biggest, most foremost aspect of that audience is my YouTube, and that's why I'm showing you how I structure my YouTube. So after leads are sent to my offers at step 6, you can see a big arrow points way back to step 1 and the cycle repeats, right? So I can actually fuel this, and this sort of compounds over time, and this is an incredible resource for me. So the goal, and I'll end the video right about here, is to create a loyal following of people that value my input, over-deliver value consistently, and create a real relationship with my audience. Worry about money later, focus on bringing value up front, and money comes naturally on the back end, as long as you have clearly defined offers to support those who want to take the next step with you. So that pretty much sums up the video for today. I figured I'd throw that out there because I'm really enjoying designing this program, and I feel like there's a lot of value that I can bring to people who are wanting to start this. As I move forward, I want to invite you to go ahead and register for pre-announcement. I'm going to give 20% off to anybody who clicks the link beneath. It's actually just a ManyChat link. It's like a chatbot thing. So I'll send you a message over Facebook Messenger when it's released, and you'll get notified. And if you use that link within a week of it being released, you get 20% off, which is pretty incredible considering the price that I'm releasing this thing at. So, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope I brought you some value in this video. If I did, then go ahead and leave a like down below and subscribe as well, because I've got tons more content like this coming, and I'm going to completely change the way that people with personal brands run their personal brands and help them begin to have more impact and have more income along the way, which is why I'm naming my program Impact Income. I want every dollar that you make to be proof that you've served somebody and that you've helped them along their journey. Right? It doesn't have to be in e-commerce, it doesn't have to be in make money online. That's not the niche you have to be in. A lot of my clients are actually way outside of those niches and work in completely different arenas, right? And I'm still helping them structure this for themselves and make a lot more money than they really ever thought possible. So I'm excited, I'm extremely excited for this program to be released. I can't wait for you to have access to it. If you enjoyed the video, let me know in the comments why and what you learned, and I'll see you in the next one.
Don't get it confused, don't get it confused. Yeah. I'm in tune, I'm in tune, I'm in tune, yeah, yeah. I'm in tune, I'm in tune, I'm in tune, yeah.